Hello again. I hope everyone's had a decent week. I know mine's been pretty reasonable as far as things go, I've got to admit. Um, I'm going to just sort of jump straight in today because why not? I'm going to talk about today some of this that's happened to me. I've had a phone call this week, and it's one that's massively excited me. I'm going to be honest, I do mean massively excited me. Um, I know I've mentioned previously about how I had tested a FES machine at the local hospital. My physio, my physio had sorted it out for someone to come down and test it because, again, I've said it a million times. I suffer really, really badly with foot drop on my right side. My foot sort of drags across the floor, and there's nothing I can do about it, to be honest with you. I wear through slippers, and yes, I wear slippers. I wear through slippers and trainers. So I had a phone call this week, and the opportunity has arisen for me to have a bit of an assessment. Now, I've got to travel a bit of a way for this, but I've got an assessment coming up. And I don't know the right way to put this, actually. I'm going to say if everything goes right, but actually we'll just say if everything goes as expected, at the end of that assessment, I will be walking away with a FES machine. For those that aren't quite up and a fay with what a FES machine is, it is functional electrical stimulation. Yes, I've got that written down in front of me because I was afraid I was going to forget it. But basically, the way the machine works is there's a little box. The box, to be honest with you, it's not much bigger than a cigarette packet. And all the electrical side of it comes from that box. You've got wires that come down. They come down your leg and go into a little receiver, which when I tried it, and I'm assuming it's going to be the same thing, the receiver was actually in the heel of my trainer. It is you can move that, so you're not stuck with one pair of trainers forever. But the receiver is there, and what happens is, as you're walking, as your heel leaves the floor, the pressure comes off of the receiver and it sends an electrical charge up the wires and into this, again, little sort of patches that are on the muscles, certain muscles of your legs, and it will send the signal to there. And the way it felt to me when I did it, it was a little bit like a drill, but not quite as violent. But yeah, it just felt like I was sort of being just drilled, very gently drilled on the muscles. And when I was trying it, I've got to say, and I know I did say this in a previous podcast, I was walking with no foot drop. Now, I've not done that in, I'm going to be honest with you, I can't actually put a time frame on it. It's many, 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 many months. And I did get a bit overwhelmed with it when I tried it. I did shed a tear because, again, it was a case of I was doing something that I thought I would never do again, and that's walking semi-properly. Now, don't get me wrong, the one thing I've got to say for the FES machines, although they will help with the foot drop, that's what they're there for, what they can't do is give back the length of time you can walk and everything else. That's a different story entirely. That can't be given back. That if you're suffering in that manner, I do. But what it's doing is hopefully making it less of a chance for you to fall. Because for me, when I'm walking, I'm having to adjust how I walk so that my toes on my right foot dragging across the floor doesn't cause a fall. Because actually, it's pretty dangerous. Let's be honest. It's actually really quite dangerous that can happen. Because if you're walking and your toes are dragging, it's only got a clip on something. Now, my local shop, I go up to the local shop quite regularly. I enjoy getting out on my scooter. I'll nip up for a loaf of bread, some sweets, mainly a loaf of bread or whatever else. But as I'm coming out, there's a mat on the floor, should it be raining. And more than once, my toes have caught the edge of that mat and I've very nearly gone over. Now, that's what scares me a little bit with the foot drop, because, again, I've said it and I'll say it again, and I'm very honest, I don't always use my sticks when I'm indoors. When I'm out of the house and I've got nothing to hang on to, my sticks are there with me all the time, and they're always going to be. I'm not that silly. Much. Honest. Okay, you don't have to believe me, but it's fine. But when I'm indoors and I'm walking, I've got walls to hang on to. So I don't use my sticks in the house unless it's absolutely urgent. And again, that's on me. Because I know I should. The foot drop is massively at the point, and has been for many months, where I should be using them sticks indoors. But what I'm hoping now, and let's be totally honest, I can't use the FES machine all the time. I can't get completely reliant on it. So when I'm around the house, I probably won't use it that much. But when I'm out of the house, that and my sticks are going to become my best friends. But as I say, what I can't say, and what isn't going to happen, is it's not going to mean I'm going to be walking 5 miles. That just ain't going to happen. Walking more than 500 metres is, if we say difficult, I would probably be doing it a bit of a favour, because it's more than difficult. My legs get incredibly achy and all that sort of stuff. It's not nice. I don't like it, and I do struggle with it. And at times, I'll be honest, at times it makes me feel quite useless. I've got to say that. I'm walking around, I'm having to fight myself to say, keep going, don't give in, don't stop, just keep going. But actually, internally, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I'm in so much pain right now, it's unreal. But I'm going to keep fighting that, because I want my body to know that, yeah, okay, it's going to do what it needs to do and all that sort of stuff. But at the same time, I'm going to do what I need to do. Yeah, okay, me and my body, we're fighting. On a daily basis, we're scrapping. Some days I win, some days I lose. It is what it is. It's a fight worth having. But yeah, I mean, that's where I am with that. That FES machine, to say I'm excited about it is a massive, massive understatement. The thought of not having that constant worry when I'm out of foot dragging, and hopefully not going through any more pairs of trainers. I know there's only one so far, but I've just started wearing a brand new pair of trainers, which is exactly the same as the old ones. I can already feel, and I've only been wearing them probably about a week, I can already feel at the end they're starting to sort of give out a little bit. They weren't cheap. I don't want to damage them. I really don't. So roll on these next couple of weeks. Let's get this sorted. What I will say, just to add on to that, once the first appointment's done, with regards to the machine itself, I then have another appointment 2 weeks later just to see how I'm getting on with it. I mean, to be fair, I'll probably be cuddling it, but nobody needs to know that. It's fine. Don't worry. But going on to other things, just to sort of give an update on on how I am and all that sort of stuff. Little bits and pieces have been causing me real issues lately. I've got to say that. But again, it's nothing new. It's old stuff that just seems to be slightly starting to creep its way up a little bit. The one thing I haven't had for probably about a week or two now is the water drop feeling on the top of my head, which is nice, because it is strange sitting indoors and feeling like water's dripping on my head. Look up, there's no water. So that's nice. That's kind of had a bit of a stop for a little while. But things like fatigue, I've got to say at the moment, fatigue is knocking me for six. It is absolutely beating me up. I can do very minimal amount of stuff, and yeah, I just go to sleep. Simple as that. I'll be sat on the sofa and Lisa's chatting away to me. Boom, I'm out. Absolutely out like a light. And it's not even a case of I feel like I'm going to drop off. It just happens. But it mainly is after I've overexerted myself that happens. So again, something I've kind of got to get used to. Fully understand that, fully respect that. I've got to get used to my own boundaries as to what I can, what I can't do, what I can get away with, what I can't get away with, whatever else. Because let's be fair, I'm not going to class myself as being really new to this anymore. As I say, it was last February that I was told to expect the diagnosis, and it was sort of back end of last summer that I was properly diagnosed. So, although I'm still kind of relatively new, I'm not new. I know what to expect to an extent. I've kind of got used to how to handle certain bits and pieces and whatever else. And again, to a certain extent, I'm sort of starting to listen to my body at times. I'm starting to understand what I can and can't do, what I can push through, what I can't push through. And you know, it's kind of, in a way, it's in a very weird way, it's actually kind of eye-opening and satisfying for me to kind of figure out at times what I can and can't get away with doing. Because there's days where I think, actually, I've got nothing about me today, I'm not going to be able to do anything. All of a sudden, I'll get up and I'll do something really little, and I feel like I've achieved something, because although at waking up I'm thinking, yeah, I've got nothing about me today, I can't do anything, just accept it, just sit and do nothing. If I get something really small done, do you know what? That for me is a win, a massive win. And when I'm having a good day, well, do you know what? I'm going to smash the bones out of everything I possibly can, because, yeah, I'm going to suffer for it. Get that? But at the same time, it's very much a case of, while I can do it, I'm going to do it. Now, again, the weather at the moment is really nice, really nice. So I'm going to start doing a lot more of the one thing that I really did fall in love with doing, and that's gardening. Yes, I'm a fair weather gardener, I know, it's fine. But I enjoy it. I can't help it. I really do enjoy it. Planting whatever and just seeing it grow, and then seeing the flowers that come off it. There's actually nothing better. There's genuinely nothing better. So that's where I'm going to go with that. But again, coming away from the fatigue type aspect, pain at the minute is a real issue. And I've got to be honest, it is a real issue. It's more so my legs. They just hurt. all the time. And more the right leg. It is more the right leg, but the left one as well. Not quite as bad, but it's there, and it's at times it's enough to make me actually feel a bit concerned. I actually had a pain the other day. I can't remember what I was doing. I was doing something and I had a pain on the left side of my face. And it actually felt like somebody had got a cattle prod and stuck it on my face. It actually made me yelp. I'll be honest with you. So Lisa was in the room. She actually heard me yelp. And I was thinking to myself, that's a bit strange. I've had it before, but it's been so mild and whatever that I'm thinking, yes, probably something and nothing. But this one actually was pretty awful. I've got to say, it was on a scale of 1 to 10, for the sake of just a couple of seconds, I probably would have scored that one little pain up and around an 8.5 to a 9, which is a bit odd. Because I will say that, like I've just said, I've had little ones before, nothing like that. Nothing like that at all. But again, I was overexerting. I can remember what I was doing now. We've been decorating kid's bedroom, and that's kind of what I was doing at the time. I was doing some prep work, and boom, that little zuzz, I'm going to call it, that little zuzz of electricity right on my face, and it hurt. It actually hurt a lot. But yeah, I mean, other than that, you know, my back is playing me up, my lower back. It's hurting an awful lot. I was washing up today, and I said to Lisa, I said, it's becoming quite regular. If I'm standing there washing up, my back absolutely kills me. It is really painful. And I can't even explain the type of pain it is. It's just really strange. And it does make me sort of kind of have to bend down to try and make the pain go away, all that sort of thing. And yeah, I've got to be honest, it's something I'm kind of trying to figure out as to why it's doing what it's doing and everything else. But apart from that, do you know what? I'm doing well. I'm doing good. I'm absolutely. Do you know what? I'm very, very honest. There's been occasions recently where, in my head, I think I'd been kind of giving up a little bit. I think I was kind of thinking to myself, well, this is my lot. Do you know what? Just take it on the chin, accept it. It is what it is. Well, it's not what it is. Absolutely not what it is. MS, FU. Because I am going to continue to fight. I am going to continue to literally just be me. It's that simple. And that's never going to change. Well, I think that will probably do for today. I don't want to go too far into things. I am going to keep you all informed. I'll let you know how things go with the FES machine. Again, that's a couple of weeks. There'll be a couple of shows before then. But what I'll also do is I'll keep you all up to date with potential for me to be looking at new training to broaden my prospects for work, because that's nothing but positive. And there is training courses that I'm looking into. Well, thank you all for listening. I know today's show has probably been a little bit different, actually. It's been a bit more, I don't know the right way to put it, but today's show, even for me, has felt a bit different, and I've enjoyed it. Well, I hope you all have a really good week, and I very much look forward to talking to you all again soon. Speak soon. Bye-bye.